Yes, you read that right. You can finish an entire mission in one turn with this build, and this is how you accomplish it. The most important thing to understand about this build is how a turn works in this game. Basically, there are two phases to combat. The first is the movement phase, which is when no enemies are in sight and you are moving freely. The moment you discover an enemy, you transition into combat phase, which is where enemy does a quick reposition and sets up some overwatches, after which a proper turn is played out where the player is always the first to move. This transition from movement to combat does not count as a turn, and neither does going from combat back to movement, even though you are refunded all your AP and ammo whenever that happens. A turn only ends when the enemy gets to use their action points. What this means is that if you kill all the enemies you discover before they get a chance to use any of their AP, you can force the phase to go from combat back into movement, and thus denying the criteria needed for a turn to end. You can then rush to find a new enemy and force a transition back to combat phase, thus refunding all your AP and extending the turn. Remember, a turn does not end until the enemy gets to use their abilities in combat phase, or if you use up all your AP in the movement phase without discovering an enemy and transitioning to combat phase. So why is it important for this build to maintain a single turn for as long as possible? It's because of the Purifier's ability, Unstoppable Conflagration! Metal, which increases its damage whenever the Purifier uses a psychic ability. This includes Force Strikes, Side Bolts, basically anything that consumes willpower. This ability lasts only one turn, and at max stacks gives a +6 damage to all your melee attacks. The issue is that in order to max out the stacks, you need to attack 3 times. And with only 3 AP, your turn will end before you even get a chance to enjoy that +6 damage bonus. That is why you want to extend that one turn as much as possible to preserve the buff and deal some serious damage. And the key to keeping that one turn momentum going is the Librarian and his group teleport ability. Once you wipe out an enemy patrol, move your Librarian in the direction of the next enemy. Once he spots the enemy, it will transition you to combat phase again, and thus allowing you to extend the turn. You then use the Librarian's group teleport ability to start the whole cycle again. You can use the Apothecary's warp speed ability on the Librarian to increase their movement speed and thus make it easier to maintain the turn. This makes the Apothecary a great third member for this team. His warp speed, Iron Hand buffs does wonder for this build. With the warp speed buff and the right gear, the Purifier can reach up to 20 damage per crit and 12 damage non-crit. Another key element of this build is executions. These are essential in building up those initial 3 stacks, and the Librarian and Apothecary happen to be the 2 best classes for that job, especially on legendary difficulty. Filling out the grenade discipline and then slapping on haywire grenades on the Purifier is also a good alternative. The 4th member can be anyone, but I like to use Chaplain for 2 reasons. First is the Litany of Hate, which rewards an extra action point on executions. This helps with getting the ball rolling on building up damage stacks on the Purifiers. The second reason is this build is very aggressive. You are hopping from enemy to enemy very quickly, and sometimes you don't even get a chance to scout the area. You will eventually find yourself in a situation where you have aggroed too many units to kill in one turn. In these situations, a Chaplain with a power sword that has a high parry chance and the skill Provoke can be a lifesaver. For gear, I like to stack willpower on my Librarian. I like to keep him around 20 plus willpower so all his equipment is based on willpower. The Apothecary, I like having him around 12 willpower. He only needs to cast his abilities maybe once or twice, and they will last even if you fail to maintain the one turn. I do give him the tier 2 Stormbolter Soul Hammer, which with the Cybolt enhancement does +3 stun damage. The Chaplain I keep beefy. I equip him with the Terminator armor that has the highest shields, and I arm him with the Stoic Blade. This sword is the ultimate weapon for any class with Provoke. Fully upgraded, it gives a 100% chance to parry twice. This allows the Chaplain to provoke and tank an absolute absurd number of enemies. The Chaplain can be replaced with a Justicar, but this blade cannot. Keep it on your main tank. As for the Purifier, you mostly want melee weapons with high flat damage, in the 5 or 6 range. Crit doesn't benefit the Purifier as much as it does the Interceptor, but it can be a nice addition. Personally, I prefer the tier 2 halberd Endbringer, which is my absolute favorite weapon in this game, and the tier 3 hammer Warp Breaker, which is also my absolute favorite weapon in this game. One turns you into the Emperor's personal executioner, and the other turns you into a mini exterminatus. The beauty of this build is that no weapon is a bad weapon when you are getting a flat +6 damage bonus on all attacks. For armor though, you want to be on the lookout for the tier 3 power armor that gives you +1 action points and extra movement speed. Having a decent number of action points is critical to building up the Purifier stacks, and this armor helps accomplish that goal magnificently. Unfortunately, I might have accidentally overwritten the save files. And in the 3 simultaneous playthroughs that I'm going through right now to record all this content, I cannot get it to drop in any of them. So sorry for the missing footage of the item, but trust me, it exists. Now you might be thinking, hold on, Genghis, wouldn't an Interceptor be a better pick than the Purifier? Yes and no. While the Interceptors can outdamage a Purifier, they rely on crits and their autos, which generate extra AP for them. Even though this turn extension technique resets your AP and ammo, it does not reset your autos. That means after you kill the first group of enemies, you will no longer be able to generate extra AP from crits. This also applies to weapons that give AP or parry, and even the Litany of Hate. So the Interceptor will still hit like a truck on crit, but will not be able to generate the extra AP, and that really restricts their damage potential. This team comp/build is becoming one of my favorites to run. It is so much fun. It is so amazing that I do not have the words to describe it. So I am going to show it to you in all its glory. The following is a bloom spreader mission, and this entire sequence is 1 turn. You can tell it's 1 turn because the warp search bar gets stuck on 100% for a minute. This is also on legendary difficulty, meaning it takes a lot more to stun a single target, and they have an insane amount of HP. Their gear is as I described previously, with the Purifier being armed with the Endbringer, and you'll see why it is named so. So without further ado, let the bodies hit the floor!
Praise the Plague Lord! Foe spotted. I am here to serve. Embrace death and serve it to our enemies!
Here. The blood of the Emperor flows through you! My wrath is restored. My blade is yours.
Men.
Yes, Commander.
Rise again!
It will be done. To the Golden Throne! Another falls to the Knights of Titan! As ordered. Another battle ends in triumph. Here! With haste!
Ready to serve. Moving now.
Feel my wrath! They will rot no more.
Praise the Emperor. Moving swiftly.
I am here to serve.
Your orders? There is corruption brooding here. Fall! Foe wounded!
Unleash me. Moving now. Another battle ends in triumph.
Yes, Commander. They come. Today we shall be tested. Prepare to engage.
What is your will?
What is your will?
Standing ready.
At your command. Praise the Plague Lord!
Just look at the vile thing. Show it no mercy.
The warp shudders below. Be swift, Commander. The enemy attempts to intervene.
Han! Your orders.
Yeah.
Gah. As you will. Blessed are our arms. Justice. Go. Unleash me! Another foul seed claim. Unleash me. Yes, sir.
I am the Emperor's fury!
What is your will? Fall! Blessed are our arms! On the way! Yeah! Empty. Gratitude.
Unleash me!
What is your will? With me, my brother.
For the golden throne is the Emperor! My blade is ever ready. As you will. No devil shall elude my gaze! No match for the Emperor's chosen!
Your orders. Yes, Commander.
I am here to serve.
Standing ready. On the hunt.
Ignore the wounds!
Your orders.
Another foul seed claimed. We slay the darkness! We strive! No match for the Emperor's chosen! Justice!
Horn! Yeah!
On the way! I aim true!
We are the hammer!
Moving now. Empty. The enemy is wounded.
Standing ready. On my way.
Victory! A battle well fought and won, Commander. We have dealt the enemy a major blow today.